The Hermetic principle of gender, one of the 7 foundational Hermetic axioms, arises from meticulous observation of natural and cosmic phenomena, distilled into profound philosophical truths, rather than serving as a restrictive assertion of division or fixed roles. The principle reveals fundamental modes through which reality itself manifests and evolves. It is therefore not primarily about gender in human societal terms, but rather an archetypal understanding of polarity and creative synthesis. This profound insight, grounded firmly in biological and natural observations, offers a powerful lens through which to examine the processes of generation and manifestation, transcending superficial dichotomies to reveal underlying unity. Masculine attribute, initiating impulse and directed expression. Observing biology carefully reveals that the masculine archetype, exemplified clearly by the function of the spermatozoon, is fundamentally an active initiating force. In biological terms, the sperm is stripped down to minimal essentials, mobility and genetic information, actively seeking out the ovum by navigating and overcoming barriers. This biological imperative highlights the nature of the masculine principle as one defined by purposeful drive, assertiveness, and competition. Nature itself underlines this active striving through the sheer abundance of spermatozoa, countless attempts toward one focused outcome, demonstrating that while initiation is abundant, completion is singular and specific. Extending beyond mere cellular biology into observable animal behaviors, males across species frequently engage in highly ritualized courtship, territorial assertion, and competition. These behaviors emphasize initiation, exploration, and risk-taking as central masculine themes, reinforcing a natural correspondence to the initiating and penetrating forces of archetypal masculinity. Furthermore, the hormonal marker of masculinity, testosterone, is chemically associated with assertiveness, competition, exploration, and linear, goal-oriented behavior. These natural facts collectively symbolize a metaphysical truth, that masculine energy projects itself outward, activating and catalyzing without inherently holding or nurturing. Thus, the masculine principle embodies initiation without permanence, direction without containment, force without final form. It represents the initial creative spark, the directive impulse required by all subsequent manifestation. Feminine attribute, receptive matrix and formative integration. In complementary fashion, the feminine principle is vividly illustrated by the biological and symbolic functions of the ovum. Unlike the active spermatozoon, the ovum is stationary, spacious, nutrient-rich, and selectively receptive. Far from being passive or inert, the ovum actively manages fertilization through biochemical selectivity and structural layers. This selective receptivity exemplifies a powerful, deliberate, and intelligent openness, a quality central to the feminine archetype. Beyond fertilization, femininity biologically extends to gestational roles, providing a complete environmental context within which embryonic life unfolds. The feminine principle maintains and regulates the intricate biological balance of metabolism, hormonal modulation, and immune management, nurturing embryonic life through careful integration and continuous maintenance. Behaviorally, across many species, females often assume primary roles in nest-building, protection, feeding, and caregiving. This universal behavioral pattern reinforces the archetypal understanding of femininity as integrative, formative, and sustaining. Hormonally, femininity is marked by estrogen and progesterone, both of which fundamentally regulate bodily cycles, bonding, and nurturing behaviors. These hormones underline an inner orientation, one of rhythmic balance, integration, and temporal harmonization, creating and sustaining the conditions essential for new life to thrive. Biologically and symbolically, the feminine principle does not initiate directly, rather it contains, nurtures, and stabilizes the formative potential. Hence, femininity manifests as the profound archetype of receptivity and integration. It sustains potentiality, enfolding and developing the directive energy it receives into coherent form and structure. Interactive production, emergent creativity, and autonomous synthesis. When masculine initiation meets feminine receptivity, an extraordinary phenomenon occurs: emergent creative synthesis. Biologically, this is represented clearly through fertilization and embryogenesis. The resulting zygote is neither a mere aggregate of sperm and egg nor an additive blending of genetic material. Instead, the zygote becomes an entirely new self-organizing entity, autonomously initiating cellular differentiation and systematic development. The emergence of this new being is ontologically novel, a distinct self-regulating identity not reducible to either original parent cell. This autonomous emergent creativity is vividly expressed in phenotype, the distinct physical and behavioral identity of the offspring. Although genetic traits are inherited from both parents, the resulting child possesses an unprecedented and entirely unique expression. In philosophical terms, this represents individuation, a new being standing distinct, autonomous, and capable of its own path forward. Developmental biology reinforces this insight through its emphasis on nonlinear interactions among genetic instructions and environmental conditions. The emergent being's growth arises from complex interplay between paternal and maternal contributions in continuous feedback loops. The hermetic understanding thus mirrors nature. The creative product is never simply the sum of initiating and receptive forces, but is rather a self-organizing entity with its own unique trajectory. Thus, the interactive production embodies autonomous novelty and generative potential. It not only integrates masculine initiation and feminine reception, but also becomes itself a new initiation, possessing inherent potential to perpetuate and evolve the creative cycle anew. Beyond division toward unified understanding, the hermetic principle of gender, illuminated clearly by biology and observable natural phenomena, does not assert rigid division. Instead, it elucidates the inherent complementariness and necessity of polarity as a creative and generative phenomenon. Masculine and feminine attributes, interpreted archetypally, represent universal creative dynamics, initiation meeting receptivity, form emerging from interplay, and novelty arising through interaction. By viewing this principle through biological parallels, we appreciate that these metaphysical insights emerge directly from observable realities rather than mere abstraction. This understanding enables a richer appreciation of both unity and diversity within creation, revealing that polarity is not opposition but profound complementarity. Each polarity incomplete without the other, each essential to the generative process itself. Ultimately, the hermetic principle of gender provides not only a clearer view of the universe's creative mechanism, but also offers guidance toward harmonious human creativity, collaboration, and evolution, reminding us that real creativity lies not in isolated acts, but in the meaningful interplay and synthesis of complementary forces.